This activity will be helping you to have a closer look at SMART targets. I'm Holly and I'll be guiding you through a few key steps to get you setting targets effectively. The idea of producing a SMART target ensures that when one is produced, there are clear steps in place to help achieve it. This process of producing a SMART target has been credited to Peter Drucker in 1955 and G.T. Doran in 1991. However, as targets have been set for many years, it is a little bit of a guessing game as to whether these two really were the first to produce this method. Regardless, let's take a closer look at what SMART really means. Specific, measurable, achievable, realistic and time-bound. Let's have a closer look at each one. Specific to start with. To be specific, a target must state the result required. It needs to be detailed, accurate and focused. A good place to start is to use an action verb. Here's a few examples. Apply, change, identify, create and analyse. It is always best to steer clear of any words that can be misinterpreted or come across as misleading. Anything along the lines of be prepared, be aware of, or a variety of. Setting a specific target can seem a challenge to start with, but this checklist will help you to get yourself on the right track. What do you need to do? Why is it important? Who will be involved? Where will this take place? What timescale are you working towards? Is the final outcome clear? Will this help to achieve the target? M for measurable. Be able to check the progress of your target is crucial. How will you know it if it's working without having a system in place to monitor it? Here are a few methods that you could use to measure your target. Reviews, task checks, feedback, performance updates, recording documents. A is for achievable. The target you set must be challenging, but still achievable. How will you know if it is actually achievable? Well, here are a few tips to look out for. It has been achieved before. You have all the resources, people or approval you need. You can measure its performance. Have you ever been set a target that you know is unachievable? Maybe there wasn't enough time, or you didn't have enough support to help get everything in place. Think about how that made you feel. Having an unrealistic target, or even a really simple target, can make you feel completely unmotivated, generally lack a lot of enthusiasm, and generally complacent. R is for realistic. To set a realistic target, it must be achievable. However, the target itself will still need to stretch and challenge you in order to keep you motivated and focused. It is also vital that the resources, funds, skills are all available to you and to your colleagues. Here are a few key points to make your target realistic. Do you have the resources? Who will be responsible? Who is going to measure the progress? Does everyone involved have the correct skills? Is it actually possible to achieve the target? T is for time-bound. All targets must have an endpoint. It is vital that you can see when the target has been achieved and what you're working towards. Setting clear deadlines will ensure you have all the steps in place which are carefully measured to guarantee achievement. The time frame you create must be achievable to ensure communication and commitment and pure understanding of the journey required. When setting your deadline, make sure you consider key dates in your organisation, anything from school holidays, bank holidays and even sales. Requirements of those involved and the availability of resources or equipment. Now that we've had a look at the importance of setting SMART targets and how we can start planning those, let's have a short recap of methods to avoid. Setting unrealistic targets. Failing to measure the progress of the target. Not identifying or providing sufficient resources or support. failing to update the target when required, making too many changes to the target, and failing to communicate the target effectively.